Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome back to West Ham Minds channel. I've got Ian with me, who's been been with me throughout the evening, watching the whole game. And we've got Curtis, a new member of our channel. Curtis, welcome and thank you for joining our new channel, sir. And we're just going to review no problem, mate. We're just going to look at obviously have a quick sort of highlight review and look back on what's happened. What could have happened? Everyone knows the result. It's all up there on the screen. We've lost 2-1 to our good old arch rivals, stroke enemies down the road. And it was their cup final. It was our cup final. A lot of subs being, everyone took it seriously.
That's right. They can relax now, can't they? They've won the cup final.
I mean, it's been a while. We've had good kind of last 3-4 games. We've done well against them. And obviously, before we get into a lot of other things, I really want to sort of talk about because you didn't watch the game, Curtis. What do you know? Did you follow any of it, or have you heard or anything how it's gone on? Or
I was watching a lot of it on my phone. I was getting a right on, to be honest, in public. I had to try and tone it down a little bit. But
I know you mentioned the starting lineup like me. Yeah, there was a few things in there you weren't quite sure about, wasn't it?
Questionable, isn't it? It's just the formation and the personnel for a start is questionable. I mean, at the back you can't really argue too much because we're bare bones. We've had to draft in a youngster from the under-23s to start. So
yeah.
But going forwards, I mean, there's no Mikel Antonio in the whole squad today. I've not heard any news why that could be. And the fact that you've got Vlasic starting, you've got Lanzini starting. I think we could have done with Lanzini starting, that's right. But you could have thrown in a Fornals in that starting lineup.
I agree with you. Yeah. I think, the defence picks itself apart from Ashby. I mean, give him a good chance. Centre pairing, Dawson, Diop, it is what it is. Masuaku wing back, not sure about that, but we'll talk about it a bit later on.
To be fair, would you take Masuaku out of a wing back position, put in, I don't know, a makeshift left back if Johnson's going to start right back, just to subsidise another attacking player coming forward that potentially won't get back and do his defensive duties, i.e. the likes of Ben Rama, because we know them sort of players, even in the past, like Dimitri Payet and Anderson, they are that luxury player, if you like, where they love to go forward, but they hate to come back.
I think that in terms of shape, we looked okay. The problem was the defenders weren't lining up mentality-wise in terms of, are you going to pick him up? I'm going to pick him up. They weren't sharp enough. They weren't sharp enough, in my view. I don't think they were that much better than us. Obviously, people like Son and Kane and the Dutch guy, they're all 35, 40 million players. You can't mess about with them. The big players. Son, Ali on the bench. They're not really like our bench. I felt we looked okay. We didn't look overrun. We had if not many, if not more chances than them.
I was going to say, I thought we were
rusty up front. We looked rusty up front, and defending we were careless. I think, Ian, is that how you summarize?
Yeah, I do think that their 2 goals were more of a case of sloppy defending or the lack of understanding as to who's going to be picking up who and who's going to be pressing at what time. We were, the statistics show it, we were the better team. It's just a case of, I think if you look at the benches, they had more of an opportunity to change the game and bring on more quality, whereas we only made 3 out of 5 substitutes for a 1. But secondly, at Nobles, Frederick, Crowell, Randolph, Elise and Baptiste were the substitutes that weren't used. There's not any of those players who could have come on and made a difference in that game.
No, exactly.
And it's a lack of squad depth overall for us at the minute. I know we've got our injuries concerns, but going forward, okay, we had Fornals and Ben Rama on the bench who are arguably quality players, but they should be starting. This is a big game. It's not.
Sorry, go on.
I agree with you. I would have taken Masuaku out. I would have put Johnson at left back and brought on Ben Rama, played him further up or Fornals. It just gives a little bit more creativity, a bit more, say, composure in that final third. And I think over a span of 90 minutes, they would have made the difference.
And I think with the likes of the substitutes, the worst thing is we've got majority of our bench was defenders.
Yes.
So even if we was to bring on 5 substitutes, we've still got not enough personnel to make the difference in the final third.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I think we could have gave Okaflex a run out tonight. Why not put him in the squad? We've got no recognised striker in the matchday squad. Why not bring in one of the youngsters, even if you have him on the bench as a plan B?
I think Conte made a couple of substitute decisions of 59 minutes. I think we did ours on 67. I think Mike, we're just discussing that. I don't think overall there was that much between the teams. We were rusty up front. We wasted a lot of chances in the first half. Someone's feedback, I think, coming up. I don't know who's got their TV on.
I've got the TV on. Yeah, sorry. Let me turn it down.
You should know the deal by now.
Oh, because my brother wants to watch the the draw. I'll go in another room. Is that still too much feedback, or?
I thought it's all right. I think it's all right, mate. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah. I mean, we're just thinking that we didn't have enough on the bench. We weren't sharp enough up front or at the back, and great goal from Bowen. Shame. I mean, it was a great goal, and we're probably going to forget about it because of the result. And just looked a bit shaky, not in line in the back, wasn't it, Mikey? They're not quite used to each other.
I think it was a really good goal from Bowen. Oh, here we go. Arsenal. Is that Arsenal? Arsenal. Yes. Here we go. And then you know who's coming out next, don't you? It's Tottenham. Is it? Oh, wow.
Well, either way, there were going to be 2 cracking ties either way, weren't they?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And then it's Chelsea v Tottenham. Oh, well.
Liverpool.
This was the same semi-final last year, Mike, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah. Or the year before. Yeah, League Cup. Yeah.
What, the same as in, like, same everything?
No. Chelsea Spurs. I've got a feeling.
Oh, Chelsea Spurs.
Yeah,
I think you might be right.
Yeah. Because it was Man City last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, do you know what? I think we unfortunately we didn't play to our strengths. Sorry?
I would have fancied that. Doing Tottenham and then getting Chelsea in the semis.
I don't think we played.
It's 2 legs.
It is 2 legs. Yeah.
I mean, God, Conte.
I mean, you wouldn't want Liverpool over 2 legs.
No.
Well,
Arsenal in the form Arsenal, and they're going to do Liverpool, mate.
Yeah. There's a very possibility. Yeah, there's a very strong possibility.
But Mike, what can we do with our squad? We can't. All the transfer window dealings have come in front of us now. We've got nothing, mate. What the hell are we going to do?
That's right. But the thing is, we know that we have to go with what we have until January anyway. So that's nothing new to any of us, is it?
Imagine if Antonio had something happened to him maybe 2 weeks after the window had shut. Imagine that. From September.
Oh, it happened last year though, didn't it?
Yeah, imagine that.
Then you know what would have happened? We'd have had to have gone and signed someone on a free or something, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I mean, Mike, were you at the Man City game at the previous round? Were you there?
No, I wasn't. No, I was still up in Scotland. No.
Curtis, Ian, were you there in the penalty shootout? All right. My son was there. Yeah, it was an amazing night. It's just so sad, isn't it? Great games against Man United and City, and
just it felt like a bit of a waste having come so far and beaten the quality of team that we have beaten to get this far. Okay, the draw hasn't been kind to us, but we didn't. I don't think we looked up for it tonight in the first half. Certainly.
Do you think if we were at home, it would have made any difference? You think if we were at home?
Yeah, but it shouldn't make a difference anyway because you're in a quarter-final against one of arguably your biggest rivals, another London team, a cup night against anyone special as it is, let alone when it's one of your rivals and a cup night. We like Ian just said there, we shouldn't come all this way, beating the teams that we have, knocking out the holders, and then not even turning up for the quarterfinal. What's all that about? One more win, and you've got 2 legs in a semi-final. Then who knows? You win those, you scrape through, do whatever, then you're in a final. Then who knows with a final?
I mean, I think the only thing that we can take out of this game is that it was a markedly better performance from the Arsenal away game. But I still think we didn't take the game seriously enough because we didn't play our strongest side.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I don't think there's a significant difference between the performance between tonight and us and Arsenal.
Do you not think so?
Nah.
I think the quality of opposition, maybe.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal are in much better form than Tottenham are.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, we got a goal back, and we look like. And to be fair, we were all over them tonight, but I don't know. We just look so clueless going forward.
I mean,
I'm screaming at the city, and it's the 88th minute. We're coming up to like added time, and we're passing the ball, knocking it about at the back in our own half, going sideways, forward to the halfway line, then backwards, and then we've got it in their corner, and we've gone all the way back to our keeper. And I'm like, do you not know that we are 1-0 down?
Yeah,
it's like we were controlling the game and we were knocking the ball back.
But do you? I mean, I don't know if anyone else agrees with this or sort of agrees with me when I say this, but do you not think that had we had the Norwich game, had that not been postponed, we would have been gone into this game in a better frame of mind and in a better more positivity than what we did?
Not if we'd lost the result.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, but you do. Right. But the thing is, no disrespect. Well, I was going to say, no disrespect to Norwich, but we should have, obviously, if that game had gone ahead still, then, it's all swings and roundabouts, isn't it, guys?
I think we. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Go on.
I think we could have done with that rest. It looked like we were getting a little bit tired because we're the same 11 every bloody game, and we looked okay. But I think Spurs have played the fast one, Mike. I was saying you didn't join us at the beginning of the last show. I think they've done well out the 2-week break, and everyone is COVID free at the whole squad now. And they played at Liverpool like the Poch team, the energy. They look like someone was ill. Kane has just done 2 games back to back. Nothing wrong with him. Son was chasing every ball. We've got our only striker missing.
I mean, sorry to interrupt. Isn't it just sod's law that they change? When the draw was obviously we were still yet to play Man City, weren't we, at the time? And then when obviously they changed their manager, and lo and behold, they've he's getting a much better tune out of them than what what's his name? Espirito Santo would have done.
Nuno, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I think Spurs are very lucky at the weekend. The penalty, the sending off, 1 or 2 other things, they got away with that, and they know that.
Kane shouldn't have played tonight. Kane should have definitely been on the red cards tonight. That's 100%.
But everyone counted in the League Cup because that's a different competition.
No, it would have counted. Yeah, it would have counted because
Soufal was out, wasn't he?
Yeah, I was just about to say because Soufal was suspended for this game. So but would one player have made that that much difference? I don't really think so. To be honest, I think they'd have just, you know what they'd have just done? They'd have put Son up front instead of Kane, and you know we'd have might have lost more than what we did in the end. So,
yeah.
Does anyone know about what David Moyes was saying that I've spoken to the Premier League FA, the refs, and they've said, I mean, it hasn't come officially from them. I don't know if David should have said what he said. It should have come from them. Does it mean anything?
What he just said now?
No, about the referees.
They've admitted a mistake, haven't they?
Burnley penalty and all that kind of thing.
My thing being there is if that is true, then surely the red card should be rescinded.
Oh yeah, because it was a PMGRL. Sorry, go on.
So yeah, that should be rescinded. Obviously, you can't do anything about the penalty. I mean, except reward us a retrospective 3 points, but I'm not going to do that.
I mean, these are like these could be like season-changing decisions.
Yes.
But they've got what they wanted now, Mike. Look at the 4 in the last 4 now, all super teams. And now,
do you know what? I'm disgusted. I'm absolutely disgusted at the level of refereeing, and I actually have to agree with David Moyes. I think he's you know, if I haven't seen exactly what he said, but if he has come out and said that the refereeing performances has not been good in the last few weeks or month or whatever he said, then he's bang on. He's bang on, 100%. But I allude to what Dom said. All the refereeing decisions over the last few weeks have favoured the larger teams, and that stinks. Yeah. That absolutely stinks, and it stinks of something that is not right.
Alan Shearer was very strong. Again, to be fair to Shearer, he never played for a top 6 team. That's why I like pundits. I kept saying we need more pundits like Andy Gray, Alan Shearer, Tony Gill, Brooking, all our people. And he was furious on Match of the Day. And the rest, like Jermaine Jennings, was like trying to not to laugh. But he did agree verbally. Like, when you watch that game, Liverpool-Tottenham, Mike, I've never seen nothing like it. How can you not even review one of them? And
I know. And then it kind of went against the big team in that game against, Robertson. How can you tell me that Robertson should have been sent off and Kane shouldn't have been sent off? Kane himself knew that he should have been sent off. I mean, I look back to the Newcastle Man City game. How was that not? I mean, I can't remember it was who on who, but that was a blatant penalty.
Absolutely blatant. I mean,
it's disgusting. And, you know, just it leaves a bad taste in your mouth at the end of the day. And then it just makes you think that there's more to this than just a game. You know, it makes you start thinking, well, are there dark arts going on here? I know I shouldn't say that, but you know, I'm not going to get fined by the FA or anything, so I'm allowed to say what the hell I want. But you know, I think that Dom. I wasn't quite sure what Dom meant a few weeks ago, but now I understand it. I get the guy's actually talking sense for once. You know, I no disrespect to Dom, but a lot of the stuff on there is questionable. Not him against him as a person, but a lot of his views are questionable. But look, this isn't the Let's Slate Dom night. This is about, let's talk about West Ham, and you know, The only shining thing from tonight's game was basically Bowen's finish was such a good finish. I mean, the way that he controlled the ball, turn and shot, and the way that he shot as well. I mean, I have to say, I know no one's really mentioned him, but I don't want to praise Tottenham players, but Lloris had an absolute blinder tonight.
Moore was good as well, wasn't he?
Those saves that he kept making from 1 and 2 corners, like from Souček headers, and I just thought, oh my God, this is just not, you know, it's not happening. And you know, that's probably one of the better games that I've seen Souček play this season, to be honest. I mean, I don't know whether anyone else saw that from that point of view, or whether they thought he was rubbish again. I don't know.
No, it frustrated me, to be fair, because I thought one of those goals on another night, Souček puts one of those in. Yeah. And I thought,
but was it down to Souček, or was it down to the one that he slid in and he should have, or was it wasn't it Dawson that slid in, or was it? No, it was Souček. Sorry, it was Souček.
It was Souček, and then but he didn't touch it. It was a defender that touched it and knocked it out for a corner.
Oh, that's right. Yes, because it went for a corner. Yeah. No, it's gone now.
If we had a second striker, third striker on the bench. The funny thing is, when we used to have 4 strikers, still only used to be one fit back in the day, didn't it, Ian? You always used to be lucky if one of them was fit, and centre halves used to get injured. But
they all played though at some point. We all fit them in. And they all got some decent game time.
Yeah. I mean, I ain't got no time for him, but when we had a player of his ability, which I'm told he's still the highest paid player ever at a club, I think. I don't know if Rice has overtaken.
Who's this? Yarmolenko?
Chicharito, when he was there.
He was. Oh, yeah. Yes.
He won like 150, 160 grand, I think.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, wow. I remember Nicky saying he went to the training ground to get some things signed for charity, and him and Pellegrini saw them coming and went the other way. Apparently there's 2 exits out of Rush Green, and they picked the other one where the kids are waiting in the rain, and the other didn't give a shit, mate. So you got players who, don't really care about the club and things like that. But I mean, it is what it is. I wasn't surprised to see what's happened, and I think I was surprised to see how far we've gone, especially because of the draw. It's just that West Ham way, you get 2 points, and you just need a little bit, and we're going to go, and it never happens.
But when you've not got options off the bench, then that's what's going to happen, isn't it? I mean, you haven't even got... Say, go on.
To be fair, we had options on the bench to start a good team, but we didn't.
To start a good team, I agree. Yeah, I agree. That's
our strongest team.
We did.
Yeah. I know Courtesy didn't see the game, but Ian, you were there with me. We should have scored a second goal first half, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we should have done. And I think Ben Rama should have done better to keep his shot down rather than.
Yeah, Ben Rama had a couple. Yeah,
I mean that early Declan Rice free kick that should have been played into the box that was sent to the moon. That we had
on its way up there now, isn't it?
I think we had ample opportunity to
worry
Lloris a bit more than we did, but we just didn't capitalise on it.
Oh mate, you know what? I mean, Southampton on Sunday is not going to be an easy game at all. Really isn't, and it's never an easy game against them either. I mean, usually at home we usually turn them over, don't we?
Well, Mike, what I would do is, I think, just keep each day the news. We don't know. Hopefully, we think it's going to go ahead. You don't know.
I think it'll go ahead. I think it'll go ahead. I think things are going to change.
I'll tell you what, I can't drive in because I'm not going to get parking because I don't know how many shops are going to be open that day. Train, I'm going to die anyway. Are you going to be?
There's going to be no trains at all on Boxing Day, is there? There's no trains at all.
Right, thanks for making my mind up. Then I'm going to have to drive then. Okay.
Well, I usually drive, to be honest. I know I'm a lot closer than you, but I mean, obviously it's going to be a lot busier than what it normally would be. Westfield will be, it'd be fun to park in Westfield, but maybe because it's Boxing Day, maybe there's going to be a few more people sort of maybe thinking, well, actually, we can park on yellows and stuff and whatever. I'm not encouraging.
There used to be. I mean, if it's a bank holiday, Ian, then we used to be allowed to be park on. Well, actually, not double yellow. Double yellow is never.
Not double yellow.
Single yellow.
Jazz, it's Boxing Day. You can park on double reds if you want in London.
But there must be trains. 60,000 people can't drive, can they, in 2 games?
No trains on Boxing Day, unless they're put on special service or something, which they're not likely to.
No, but Boxing Day used to be the sales. I remember going off the street on a train, didn't it, back in the day?
Yeah, but apparently there's like some sort of tube strike or train strike planned.
But I don't know because it's always usually, isn't it? Always engineering works on Boxing Day. But it's always been engineering works on Boxing Day. This is our first game.
So here you go. I've just looked it up. So TFL said there's no public transport on Christmas Day, but there will be a reduced service on Boxing Day. So it's like a Sunday service.
Oh, there you go. Okay, well, that's better than nothing, I suppose.
So you might be waiting a little while for a train, but there will one will come eventually.
Waiting 2 hours.
No, I think I'm I need to park it a mile away and where I can walk cleverly and not queue. I'm gonna have to work something out.
Yeah. Parking. I'll tell you where you could park. Near where the Lee Conservancy Road, near that way.
Is that still Stratford? Is it or?
No, that's probably more. Well, it's borderline, but it's like the same road that you go down to go to the Copper Box, but you go towards. Where is it? You go towards Hackney Wick.
That's it. Yeah.
Is that where the what's his name? That food guy. What's his name?
What, the
Rib Man?
Rib Man, is he there? Yeah, he's there, isn't he? Rib Man.
I'm not sure where he's located.
Yeah, Hackney Wick on match days, I've heard. Yeah.
I mean, but being the fact that it is a Sunday, just depends whether there's any enforcement or not. I mean, if there's no enforcement, then Hackney's going to be the biggest car park of West Ham fans.
Matt, have you recovered? Matt from Mexico, have you recovered, my man?
Yeah, mate. I'm putting my thoughts together and just disappointed but not surprised, I think is the expression that we always use with West Ham, though. But no, mate. I want to take the positives and I want to say, you know what? Much better than the Arsenal game, and I really hope that we can take this on for Saints. Don't you think?
Yeah, Matt, we got a new guest you haven't seen, Curtis, known as Ginger Carroll.
Hello, mate.
Right, mate. Ginger Carroll, even though I've had my hair cut off.
Nah.
Can't you still have a haircut, mate?
Ginger Carroll or Ginger Pele?
Both.
I've been called something else in the past.
Matt, yeah, Matt. It looks like a lot of us are not happy with the starting lineup, mate. I think because there wasn't much between the teams, and if Benrahma, Fornells had perhaps started, maybe, especially Ben Rama, he did look sharp when he came on. 2-3 shots. He did more than Vlasic in 5 minutes, didn't he? To be fair,
yeah, no, I was okay with Vlasic. I wouldn't. I'll take that from Vlasic. It's hard to get as a professional footballer when you're not playing week in, week out. It's hard to pick up the speed again. Especially a big derby game. Whether it's the cup or not, it's a big derby game for us. I just hope, mate, that going against Saints, I hope we go back to a back four. I really felt bad for Johnson. I hope he doesn't get into that utility defence role because he didn't look good as a centre back. His passing was sloppy. I can't, not to stick blame on him because at the end of the day, he's been asked to do the job and he's got all the attitude and he's a great kid. But I really hope we go to a back four and stick Johnson left back, although it's not his best position. And if Soufal's back, wonderful. And if not, I would give Ashby another chance. I was really impressed with lad. I thought he was great going forward, putting in some meaty challenges. And but just, I think what we all know, the cracks that can happen with Dawson and Diop, like you were saying, Jazz, in the watch along. Mora was looking the whole game to pushing passes through, filtering balls through, capitalizing on Dawson's lack of speed and Diop's lack of positioning. So I think that we've got a real issue there. And like we talked about in the watch along, it's not about, this league is not about beating Liverpool and Chelsea. It's about picking up the results against your Burnleys, your Brightons, etc., and your Saints that are coming up. And that's what we need if we want to keep hold of this top four, or at least we need top six, because if not, we know Rice is going out.
We've got a run of winnable games. Sorry, Kurt. Go on.
Go on, Mike. Go on.
No, go on. All I was going to say is that we've got, on paper, we've got a run of very, very winnable games. Wonderful. On paper. Yeah, but it's us. It's West Ham we're talking about. So, like Southampton at home, Watford away, Palace away on New Year's Day. And then what is it? Leeds after that, isn't it?
In the cup, yeah.
In the cup, and then Leeds at home in the league. I mean, gosh, like when we were like playing. I'm not saying we're not playing well. We've obviously lost a bit of something recently, but we need to find that cutting edge again. I think we need to find that cutting edge. I mean, we need to find. I don't know whether other people sort of see it the same way that I see it, but I feel like we've only got a plan A at the moment. We don't have a plan B.
Because the bench, I think, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's not so much down to the lack of defense.
It's not so much the bench I'm talking about. I'm talking about our actual in-game play. You know,
we've got no Cresswell. Don't forget, he's our talisman as wide. He's the one that will get balls in the box.
But that's just one player, though, isn't it?
I think
what you have someone to, like that though.
Yeah,
can help.
I think what you have to take out of this game is that we only lost 2-1, and 6 of our starting lineup weren't playing, and Tottenham fielded a full strength squad.
Yeah, I think we were right. We just didn't have the quality. So, if we did try it, we did try it.
It's a disheartening result, but I don't think you can. I don't think we were as bad as what I think we feel at the moment. And I think the most important thing is a January transfer window opens in 8 days, so 8-9 days. So what we need to do is have transfers lined up, ready to walk through the door on the 1st of January into the squad. The strength of
that'd be too easy for West Ham, wouldn't it?
But that's if the owners have got any sense, that's what needs to happen. David Moyes must have given them a list by now and said, "This is what we need. Go and get me."
If he hasn't, then I'd be very worried.
Exactly.
There's a player that I keep on seeing us linked with. Is it Jonathan David from Lille?
Some Forest guys, isn't it?
No, from Lille. Lille.
He's 40-50 million. Jonathan David, got that much money.
He's Canadian.
I don't think he'll end up with us.
Canadian. Yeah.
The thing is, all these players that we're being linked with is just paper talk. It's just or media outlets trying to sell a story, and it's convenient that we are after so many different players and trying to strengthen our squad.
There's no until there's actually someone who walks through the door, then it means nothing, does it? Really?
Yeah.
Mike, did you go to the Burnley game away?
Yes, I did.
What did you think about the penalty decision and everything else with that game?
I thought the penalty decision was absolutely disgusting. I thought, even though it was down the other end of the pitch, I thought penalty. I thought penalty straight away. And I haven't got X-ray eyes, but I mean, Burnley's not like the biggest ground in the world, and kind of reminds me of an old Upton Park, actually. Not for the fact that they play in claret and blue, but
Mike, let's get to the business. What was the food like around the ground? The pies. Tell me about it. Did you try anything?
What are you talking about, Burnley?
Yeah.
The burgers were absolutely I'll use the word. The burgers were absolutely banging. Yeah.
I think up north they're good at producing.
I mean, and the old curry and chips as well, I have to say.
I think up north they're known for that. And the Newcastle, when I was there, Mike, you had the pie. I thought the pie was great in Newcastle. But Curtis, you don't know, the pie took 2 hours to cool down, mate. I couldn't touch it, mate, for 2 hours.
you get
I held it like that for 2 hours.
Nuclear pie.
You get a pie around here, you think, that's fresh, and it comes out and it's cold.
Jazz, do you remember that pizza that I got outside of Upton Park, of London Stadium? I can't remember what game it was.
Yeah, so Curtis, we're doing the fan cams, and I look round, and Mike's got like a pizza. I go, where the hell did you get that from? Now I know where it is. I know where it is now. I think, Mike, that opens up straight when the game finishes outside, isn't it? That joint.
That's right. Yeah.
Was it good? Was it good?
The pizza is amazing. Yeah, I mean, probably I'd much rather pay like what I paid for that than what I pay for anything actually inside the ground. Oh my God. To talk about food, literally.
Well, Mike, we're going to be doing a food show with this channel. So
show.
No, we're going to review all the food everywhere. So we're going to grab
all the food at West Ham. So the prawn sandwiches.
We're going to go and see Redman, all sorts, mate. We're going to do all sorts of things. Yeah, we're going to do that. Catch up with them.
I've got to shoot off, Jazz. So I love you,
Ian. You've been a legend, mate, and unfortunately didn't start off with a win on the first day for the channel. But David, I'm not going to say the checkbook. I think the board have been okay. I think David just needs to hopefully get back on track and get some good players he can use, hopefully, and we'll take it from there. I know before you go, Ian, I think there's another guy from the ex-Norwich guys that's joined the scouting. There's 2 of them now, aren't there? I think 3 guys in that. So we'll see how it goes. But you take care, mate, and thank you for supporting the channel. And
no problem. It can only go up from here, mate. It can only go up.
You cheeky boy. Take care, yeah?
See you later.
See you later,
yeah,
mate.
take care, Ian.
Bye, mate.
But yeah, like I said, so now, like you said, Southampton at home. Curtis, you going to be there Boxing Day?
I won't be there, I'm afraid.
Okay,
I don't
sorry,
know
no
when
problem.
my next game's going to be.
Okay, cool.
In the new year.
Cool. So if I remember, so you don't have a season ticket, do you? If I remember chatting to you, don't? You
No,
don't have
no,
one,
I'm a member.
Cool. So do you just log online or get some off your mates here and there, or how do you get?
I don't bother going through the website anymore.
Website.
No, I'll just like see if anyone's got any spare tickets or go on local groups.
Cool. And Upton Park Times, were you regular then, or now and again, or?
Yeah. I was more regular at Upton Park.
All the time,
I preferred it. It was I loved being halfway up the steps at Upton Park Station, and you can smell the burger vans, and that's before you even reach Green Street, and just the whole vibe. Just that whole community.
Listen, can't smell onions, mate. I bought a burger once. I go, "Where's the onions?" And she lifted it. There was 2 underneath the bun. She lifted them up to show me.
That onion rings.
Listen, the burger's probably £7. If you want cheese, it's probably 15 quid, mate. I don't know what's going on down there. It just doesn't have that. Yeah, just a bit.
Doesn't have that aura, does it?
It's all business. It's like an event. That's what it's like over at Stratford.
Even
like
the workers, like I don't know. I get in a queue to get food, and someone wants 4 cappuccinos, 6 coffees, and 4 teas,
and a bottle.
And I just want a pint of beer. I'm like, bloody hell! And then they run out a lot. They could make more money. They run out all the food so quick. I don't know what's going on.
Popcorn in the ground is what killed it for me. We are not a cinema. We're a flipping football club. For God's sake,
we was a cinema in the last 4 years.
That's a joke.
Band-Aid games, there's more and more of those,
that's
mate.
the American influence.
That's it.
Coming
It is.
It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. I mean,
they want the American style of creating this match day experience. You know what I mean? Just for everyone. And it's just bollocks, to be honest.
That's Delaware North, isn't it? Delaware North are an American company, aren't they? I'm guessing by the name of the company. I'm guessing they're an American company.
They're American as well, aren't they?
Yeah, that's bloody. What's it? We're sponsored by whatever Kissing Me Kissing Me is in Florida.
From the Anvil, he's got his own channel. He's from Canada, so thanks for joining in, and hopefully he'll kind of join one of the next up and coming shows really coming on really. But yeah, Mike, Christmas shopping all done, son, or are you going to be busy at Christmas, or are you going to take a couple of days off? What are you going to do?
Christmas shopping? I can't say that.
No, I mean like Amazon. You have to go. Like I don't think anyone.
Zero. Yeah. I am religious, but we do believe in Christmas in my family. But obviously, with events of earlier this year, which I don't need to go into again. It's going to be a bit of a different one this year, to be honest. So
cool.
Yeah, to be honest, I think as long as I know it's going to sound like a cliche, but as long as we've got each other, that's all that matters. At the end of the day.
Yeah, like you said, the last couple of years have been really odd, isn't it? Very difficult.
Yeah, and if you said to me at the beginning of the year, this is you were going to be having your Christmas without your dad, I'd have laughed at you. But hey ho,
Yeah, just be chin up, son. Yeah. Bloody pain. The way I think about it, I'm quite spiritual with my Indian background. I always believe they're always there next to you. They're there around you. And we're going to go in the same world. It's another world. We're going to go there.
Dad's eyes are in every room watching us, watching everything that we do. Yeah. We've got more than constant surveillance 24/7. Our 24/7 security is my dad.
Nice.
I've got surveillance. There's a naughty elf looking at me.
Yeah, I mean, Matt lost his granddad. I mean, I know how close I was to my granddad and things like that.
It's been a very, very tumultuous year or two for a lot of people, and and hopefully by the time we get to Sunday, Isla hopefully will still be with us as well, because obviously she's not expected to make it to Christmas Day, but hopefully she can. Hopefully she can prove the medics wrong.
Yeah.
I do believe I do believe in miracles, and I mean, you just never know, do you? You just never know. You know, she could still hopefully.
Doctors and that and professionals have to say that sort of thing just to cover their own back. I think she still will be here by Christmas. I mean, it's only a few days away now. But if you see the videos of her and Nicola that Nicola puts up, she still looks fit as a fiddle. I mean, it looks like there's nothing even wrong with her. And she's just been such an inspiration, just by getting on with things. She's not had a normal child's life so far. She's only just started school this year. She's not actually had a kid's grown up life at the minute, if you like, in and out of hospital all the time.
She's 8 years old, isn't she, Kurt?
7 or 8, seven maybe.
Yeah. I mean, and when you look at her, obviously because of the cancer, it's taken a hell of a lot out of her, and it makes her. I honestly thought that she was only maybe 4 or 5, and when someone said to me the other day, "Oh, she's like 7 or 8," I thought, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
That's all the chemo and radiology and
you left us, Jazz. Where's he gone? I said you left us, Jazz. We just have a silhouette now. We have a little grey circle.
I think Jazz looks better like that.
Yeah.
Take over the show, mate.
I mean, yeah. Let's just hope, really. I mean,
what Baz has done so far in this past week is nothing short of amazing.
Oh, amazing.
From since getting the news, and everyone's just tried digging deep just to show awareness and support in any little way. And I don't mean donating. You can support in many other ways by spreading the awareness, spreading people's posts. If you spread a post and a couple of people donate, or even just one, you've still helped.
Yes,
it's all about making memories now for her.
Of course. I mean, it's not. Thing is, I'm not sort of saying, "Oh no, I disagree with people who are donating and stuff." Everyone's got their own way of remembering and commemorating or whatever, So, I mean, I'm just giving an example here. Like, if I don't donate myself, I'm just saying myself, like using myself as an example. If I don't donate, that doesn't make me any less than what the person in the next room that donated, because then I'm thinking like, well, our message, whoever's like message of support and everything that must mean so much to Nicola and Isla, like so much. And
that's what they said. They said if you can't contribute financially, then just retweet the message.
Yeah. Can I share a quick story? 1 minute. I'm a teacher. Well, actually, I'm not a teacher anymore. I'm an administrator, but I was a teacher when I first arrived to Mexico. And I had a student. I'm also a UEFA qualified football coach, and I had a student of mine. His name was Rogelio Flores, and he was very close to me. I taught him for a couple of years. I coached him. He was a goalkeeper, and unfortunately, he started to feel unwell, and he was diagnosed with leukemia. And massive football fan. I talked to him all day, every day about football. He loved West Ham. I converted him into a West Ham fan, and massive football fan. And unfortunately, I was there with him during the time that he was getting treatment, and barely lasted a year, unfortunately. But I just want to show you here. I don't know if you can see it. Let me turn the glare down on the screen. I got him when they opened up the when he opened up the plaques outside.
Oh yeah.
I got him one for his parents. Rogelio Flores, true champion.
Quality.
I got him for his mum and dad. And there's me outside the stadium.
And send me a picture of that. I'll look out for that. Yeah, send me a picture of that.
So I told his mum and dad, I said, like you said about people living on. So I said, well, what better way to honour an absolutely passionate football fan, even though he was 11 years old. And his brother actually is looking to come over. He has an older brother that's a massive football fan. And I told him, you know what, we'll go over and watch a game. and I'll take you to where his stone's located. But just a little detail, that you thought you could do, just like you say, just for these kind of things, like in the case of Isla, just everything that everyone's doing, just to keep their memory alive and to keep them in our wishes, and especially during these horrific times, because I mean, as a parent myself, I mean, I don't even know how their parents are still able to talk and operate on a day-to-day basis. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine. And my full respect, not only to the parents, but just this massive West Ham family, like, just got behind him, no?
I mean, if you, Michael, obviously I'm a bit older than you guys, but if you remember on Upton Park, there used to be many occasions where, Curtis, if I'm a lot of people used to get their ashes, if I'm right, sprinkled onto the pitch, and there was
that's why there was an uproar.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why there was an uproar when we left, because everyone that's had their brother, sister, mum, dad, nan, granddad scattered at Upton Park, all that's now going to be gone. They can't get their ashes back.
Actually, I haven't got the figures in front of me, mate, but the money we got in return is peanuts, mate, in the modern football world. We could have kept it as a training ground. Worst case scenario. I don't know, mate, but
I heard
looking at it from an emotional side.
39 million for Upton Park. That's what I heard. And that was all because
I don't think it's anywhere near that.
I think it's a bit more than that. I think it was more.
Let me check. All I know is that
they sold it on the cheap.
The other company.
It was confirmed, mate. You are right, because I know that there was two. It went to Galliard Homes, didn't it?
Yeah, originally went to Galliard Homes.
They doubled their money, didn't they?
And they sold it on.
Then they sold it to Barrett.
Yes,
Barrett. That's right.
Because David Sullivan's got a middleman. That's his mate. Who done a backhander, and it got
that couple.
It got more money for Sullivan, but illegitimately. If that makes sense, like more illegally. That got him more money.
That's not a surprise. That's not a surprise.
Well, they reckon that the sale value of everything
38 million
the ground almost reached 300 million.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm sure something was involved there. Especially with David Sullivan's connections to the property business.
Yeah.
Well, they said that company or one of them he sold it. He was one of the. He's linked, one of the directors or something. There's something going on.
Yes, his mate. His mate is linked. So Sullivan's mate was involved in the deal, and he's either at the Galliard Homes, Galliard end of it, or he's at Barrett end of it. I'm pretty sure he's Galliard. I think he sold it to his mate, and then his mate sold it on.
Galliard were the ones who did Galliard did the Highbury one, and I haven't been to Highbury, obviously, but have they kept one side of the ground? Is it still there?
Highbury, they've kept their main stand, and they've kept a little bit of where their pitch is, and they've used it as like a garden, basically.
Yeah.
And one at that main stand, I think it's the West Ham, because it still says West Stand on it. They converted it into apartments, so they restructured it but kept the main structure.
Ian from Hammers Poles, thank you for your message, sir. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Well, like you said, it's a lot of history, wasn't it? We were how many years was it there? 112 years at Upton Park or something like that?
Upton Park, yeah.
1895 to 2016.
Well, didn't they play it somewhere else in the first couple of years?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing all that, Matt. So you're going to be a knowledgeable man at the end of it. I'm doing a history thing. You're going to be starting on that soon, mate.
Yeah, I swear they played it somewhere else, didn't they? When they were 10.
Yeah, Hermit Road End or something. Hermit something. Yeah, I know.
I think they were formed in the mid 80s, wasn't it? 1880 something.
So we'll do some homework, Sam. I'll be doing. Give me a couple of weeks after New Year. We're going to be doing one.
I think that's when they were formed as Thames Ironworks. They played somewhere for a little while, and then
Hermit Road End or something. Yeah, I'm going to be looking at that.
Yeah, then they went to Upton Park in whatever it was. Mike's saying 1895.
No, I think it was the early 1900s. I think it was.
Because I know that's when we changed our kit as well. So maybe that was the same sort of time. We changed ground, changed our kit to claret and blue.
But we were actually formed in 1895, weren't we? As West Ham United.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
As Thames Ironworks, the famous
As Thames Ironworks, right? What, in 1895?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I knew it was the 1800s. I thought it was 1880.
Yeah, I'm going to show you the thumbnail in a minute for the show. Hang on, where has it gone? Hang on, mate.
Isn't that where the hammers on our badge comes from that Thames Ironworks bit?
Yeah.
So
that's like steel iron that is made into hammers, and that was where it originated.
Matt, you got some holidays over Christmas, or you working?
Mate, off now. Got 2.5 weeks off, so
paid.
Good to enjoy that. 2.5 weeks.
Is that paid, Matt?
Oh yeah, of course, mate. Yeah, definitely, mate. Yeah, the advantage of working in education, though.
That's it, mate. That's it.
2.5 weeks right now. Two weeks at Easter and 3 weeks in summer. But I'm gonna take it easy. Gonna go to the US. Just come back from the US. Gonna spend a week in the US next week. So gonna enjoy myself there. Quite a few West Ham fans up in Texas. So
few people in
whereabouts
Cancun,
in Texas?
Cancun at the moment. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to San Antonio and Austin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
San Antonio is a great place.
Oh, beautiful place. Really nice people. Really nice city. All of that.
I'm pretty sure there's a San Antonio Hammers as well.
Yeah.
Can you see? Can you see that? Can you see that?
Screen? See them.
Yeah.
I can see that.
That's going to be for the new history show going live in a couple of weeks or sooner.
But 95% of those photos are older than me.
It's hard to fit the everyone who's done something in the history into one thing. I think it's quite difficult.
What's that one? The Wembley.
Yeah,
Empire Stadium, Wembley. Wow.
That's a 1923 FA Cup final program. Originals going for a lot of money. That's worth a lot of money. The first final at Wembley. Bottom left, you got Sid King and Charlie Painter, who one of our earliest managers. And when John Lyle got the sack in '89, he was only our 5th manager in our history up to that point.
John Lyle's in the bottom right, isn't he?
Bottom right is Ted Fenton. Bottom right,
Ted
black
Fenton.
and white. Yeah, he was obviously the manager, 64, 65. Cups. Lyle and Greenwood above the history word, lifting the 75
Above
cup
the history
together.
word. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Lyle was Greenwood's apprentice for a while. And then obviously Greenwood went on to manage England in the 82 World Cup. And then you got the 64 cup winning team on the left below Vic Watson. But the interesting thing is next to Brooking on the bottom left, that's the castle. That's the first episode I'm going to do.
Nice.
That's the castle, lads. That was on Green Street.
Wow.
Which is on our badge, which the board of directors hated, called it an eyesore. And then, luckily for them, after the World War II, it became structurally not safe and they had to bring it down. And the West Ham board directors loved it because then they could probably do more around the ground, perhaps. Yeah.
The shame my granddad passed away recently because his first game that he went to, he was a Silvertown boy, and his first game he went to was in 1933.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Wow.
When Ted Fenton was still a player and Vic Watson and all those guys, he used to tell me about the games, before the war. He used to go. Yeah, I think his first game was 1933.
Bloody hell!
Wow.
Curtis, where did you used to sit in the old Upton Park then, mate?
I very rarely sat. I was always annoying people by staying seated throughout the whole game.
Where though? Whereabouts?
I loved Bobby Moore Lower. There was such a great atmosphere there. But I did also like this. It later changed to the Centenary, but it later changed to Search Over Brooklyn. But the Centenary back in the day was the one.
Yeah.
Because they used to have it all wrong. It all depended who you played, but I remember one particular game against Millwall. They gave the allocation of Millwall to the upper tier, the whole upper tier of Trevor Brooking.
Wow.
And then we had half of the lower tier of the Centenary. Trevor Brooking. And
if I was, God, you must have worn your helmets, mate.
I said to security, the police that day, I said, "You lot are crazy." I said, you clearly haven't thought about this. They said, "Why?" I said, "You're putting rivals above us," and it would have been the same way if it was the other way around. If we was above them,
What kind of things are being thrown down? I mean, I'm assuming things are thrown down from there, weren't they? Or
anything and everything you could get your hand on. I mean, with the Millwall, they like smashing up our seats, ripping them off, stamping them off, throwing them down.
Probably pissed in bags, all kinds of shit going down.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it was Spurs, they definitely would have done that. Pissed in a cup and then threw it.
Oh, man.
But yeah, it was awful. I mean, they never done it again. I think they learnt a lesson from that. But,
it's funny how some of these so-called higher establishments, some of the things they do about discussing it with anyone. The problem at West Ham, I've heard, is that the people who work for West Ham in the offices, they're not West Ham fans. None of them.
It's just a job to them, isn't it?
They don't. Yeah. That's why. If you remember, before David Moyes, all these media stunts that used to go wrong with, they didn't used to think before speaking or putting things out that didn't make sense to anyone.
No.
Then the worst thing is that the stewards, the real stewards that were West Ham through and through and knowledgeable and knew how to handle, intercept sensitive situations and no longer there. There's kids out there. There's local kids. They don't even support West Ham. No, and I sit in the Billy Bonds, and that's the biggest stand in the whole ground with no corporate boxes, nothing. There's one kid who goes up and down 100 steps, and Mike knows where I sit in the middle. If something kicks off there, you're gonna go down. God help any of us, mate. There's no one coming in. There's not, and Mike, I remember you got quite upset and vocal about the Europa situation where there was not enough police. There was there, Mike? Not enough police, mate.
Well, I got slated like publicly and whatever for saying what I turned around and said, that I was fearing for my life, but I'm not lying.
No.
I don't go to a football game to think that I might not come out of there with one eye, might not come out of there with both, both my eyes, or have had a coin chucked at me, or whatever lobbed at me. I mean, that's not a football game to me. No. Really, that's going back to the.
Was that the Vienna game at home?
That's right. Yeah, when they got hold of a water cooler bottle and chucked it at us.
They get all this shit in the stadium. I mean, we can't even bring in like a coffee cup without a lid.
Yeah.
Well, I was disgusted. Bottles. I was disgusted. I said it on West Ham Fan TV that I was disgusted because I was behind. Sorry, I was in front of some West Ham fans, mindless West Ham fans. Not going to say exactly where I was sat, obviously, but they were behind me, and I saw him lob coins at those fans. Am I going to dob in one of my own fans? No, I'm not. No. But it's just despicable.
I make you absolutely right there. Obviously, I don't condone it at all. But what I see, because I was putting that out throughout the whole game, I literally sat directly next to the away fans, but upper tier. I had a big view of what's going on. Like the West Ham and Vienna fans were directly below me, and I could see everything that was going on. And it was all them to start with. And I'm not sitting here going, "Oh, my dad's bigger than your dad," or "You started it first." You know what I mean? He said, she said, all that playground shit. But they did. They literally wanted to terrorise us from minute one. And you think them European leagues, they do that week in, week out.
Oh, yeah.
Against a team they play 3-4 times in a season. It's normal to them to do things like that. And we had all that shit in the late 70s, 80s, early 90s, little bits here and there now. But we had the majority of all that shit back then. We don't do all that now. And they were throwing untold amount of stuff. Now, at the end, when I was speaking with...
Did you see the water bottle? There's a water bottle, wasn't there?
Yeah,
there's a massive water cooler.
I physically see them standing on seats, bouncing on them, snapping seats, and then throwing them towards West Ham fans. I even see one guy with a pot of popcorn throwing popcorn at the West Ham lot, and it went about 5 yards, as you can imagine.
I heard that obviously there's 3 match stewards from there and that travel on the plane with them, and when the water bottle was being thrown, those stewards were picking the bottle up and giving it back to them to throw again. Yeah. And there's a big argument about that. What's going? And then when I went back to the train station, and my son goes, because Mike knows I mess about outside the ground for ages. I don't go till everything's cleared, and we're about to go, and then they were coming, and then my son goes, give it about a few minutes. We went to the toilets within the shopping centre, so we missed all them lot getting on the train. But when we got to the platform, got in the train, all our lads were there. There's a kid, he must have been 18, and he looked all shaken. I go, "You're right, mate. What's up?" He goes, "I just got smacked in the face about 10 minutes ago." So they're walking around before they get to the train, escorted, but they're still lashing out at people. A kid,
I see that.
Oh, did you?
I see that with the Zagreb game the other week.
Right. Yeah.
I see that before the game with the Zagreb. It kicked off a little bit. I think they came over the flyover as we come under the flyover from Carpenter's Arms. And it kicked off a little bit there. And then I see a couple of Eastern European groups, like 3s and 4s and 5s, dotted around, plain clothes, and then they were picking out little groups of West Ham fans, if not on your own. And they was all along the canal. And as I'm walking through the canal, I can just see them. And they're literally pretending they're on the phone. Then they speak in whatever language, obviously, them lot. Right. And then all of a sudden, I just see a group just ping at some West Ham fans. And they were doing that all along the canal. And that was before the game.
But going back to that game, Mike, none of them were arrested, and then we get done for whatever happened when we went abroad. I mean,
in Genk.
Yeah, but Mike, we're on a yellow card now, mate. I reckon we could get thrown out easily, mate. We're on a yellow card at the moment, you know?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, again, I'm not going to, pick out our fans, but some of our fans are thugs at best. And, I hate to say that, but unfortunately it's true.
Do you reckon it's overexcitement in some cases? Not all of them, but some cases.
I know. There's one word for it. There's one word for it. Beer.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I've done some stupid stuff, even when I was younger, but I've done some stupid stuff in excitement.
I mean, like, you can imagine tonight. I mean, like, before, sorry to interrupt you, like, before tonight's game, can you imagine that they've probably had, well, I don't know if they had the pubs shut near the ground or they were open, or, I mean, I'd be interested to find out from some of my friends that went tonight. And but I think like just said, we are one and I'd say 1.5. I'd say we're half a yellow card away to being thrown out or to being, because we've already had one game that's been, well, it was obviously played behind closed doors, wasn't it? And
they don't like us, UEFA. Leicester, to be fair, the Napoli fans, they started in the family stand at Leicester, and Leicester fans, I didn't know they like that. They got over it and they sorted it all out. I didn't, good luck to them. They sorted them Napoli fans out. Not one telling off from anyone, no fine. And we've seen what happens in Eastern Europe. Again, nothing. And okay, it wasn't good what I heard, which is gone on the back of what happened at the final with England is without tickets, then smashing doors down to get in. And I think UEFA are looking at that quite seriously at the moment, above other things. But again, it's that VAR thing. Why? I mean, okay, we'll take the punishment, but look at it with everyone, isn't it? In the same eyes.
Yeah, there can't be one rule for one and another rule for another.
Yeah.
But it's West Ham's reputation, mate. I mean, wherever you go, wherever you are in the world, especially in this part.
I don't think we did anything at Dynamo. Well, no, it was the away game, Dynamo, wasn't it? Yeah.
But it's just West Ham. Like, oh yeah, that you're the hooligan team. Oh yeah, that was it.
That's it.
And when I used to go, I used to be in the Bobby. I used to go Bobby Moore Upper, or I used to go to the Dr. Martens. And so, right on the halfway line. So, I mean, to be honest, you didn't really see too much, but obviously outside the ground, I mean, that's where you used to see little hotspots. I remember when what was it, 2004, when we beat it? Was it 2004 when we beat Ipswich in the night game on the
semi-final?
Semi-final.
Yeah. What a night! I mean,
that
was
1-0.
What a yeah.
2-0
scored, didn't he, Matt? Yeah,
2-0 because they beat us 1-0 on the first
Matty
game,
and Christian Daly.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
And I remember when I came out there and I saw some Ipswich boys getting absolute hiding, and some guys looked. I saw some guys get a real hiding, and some of the guys turned around to me. I wasn't wearing a shirt or anything, because it was night game, cold and everything. And they turned around to me and they said, "Hey, you want some or what?" I was like, no, mate. I'm West Ham. Take it easy. But these guys, yeah, it was one of those ones, where you start seeing guys getting kicked on the floor.
They start drinking at lunchtime, some of them, if it's an evening game. They've got half a day off work. Yeah,
exactly. And these guys, they started kicking them on. I mean, I was a boxer for a few years, so I can throw punches when it's needed. But when you start seeing guys on the floor getting kicked in the stomach, in the head and stuff, that's where you just, because from one moment to another, a guy's life can change, whether it's the guy on the floor. So I mean, that really disappointed me when I saw that, because that was like, there were around 3 or 4 Ipswich guys that I could see, and there was at least like 15, 20 guys mobbing on them. So I mean, that's where you just think to yourself, you know what? Okay, sometimes you need to square up with someone, and you exchange fists, whatever. But when
especially if you've won, I mean, I know it shouldn't matter, but
exactly. It just, that really disappointed me. You know what I mean? That was.
I mean, Ipswich is not really that sort of that sort of club. Do you know what I mean? Or
I reckon there's going to be a little bit of that Leeds game, mate. The FA Cup.
Yeah, I think maybe
but Leeds are still naughty now. They still love it.
That's one of the ones I saw kicking off when I first used to go 89. Leeds and
Millwall.
The chicken run.
When did they?
Millwall, I've never seen. I don't even want to go, and I'm proud. I'm not interested, mate. I ain't going to that game. You could have my ticket if I ever have it.
To be fair, if I was a Millwall fan losing every week, I'd want to fight people. But they literally fight everyone, Millwall.
Funny that only fools and Aussie. Delboy, they were Millwall, weren't they? Delboy,
they're Millwall, aren't they? Boys, aren't they?
Bermondsey, You see that sign on the way to Stratford, Mike Bermondsey. I'll have a quick look around on that. I'm on the train.
Yeah, it's on the Jubilee line. Yeah.
But do you think those rumours are true that if we ever get drawn in a cup, they do it again? I mean, I know it's rumours, but I heard
I know it's happened before in recent years. We drew Was it last year or was it the year before? Apparently they do a rehearsal draw, no matter what. Okay. But we got, I can't remember if it was in the FA Cup or if it was in the Carabao. But it was either last year or the year before. In the rehearsal draw, we drew Millwall. And obviously they don't tell you who you got. That just came out from someone within the studio.
Do you know the thing with me is, because I'm not from East London, I judge rivalry on football, on the football pitch. So Tottenham for me, Chelsea a little bit. So obviously, because I'm not from there, like the Dockyard, I've never got it, because we've never been in the same division as them.
Do you know what it is? Right? So I'm still quite a youngster myself in comparison. And there's a lot of people my age that think, West Ham Millwall is rivalry between football.
I don't get it.
It all started in the docking days, and it's basically a business rivalry, because you had West Ham, you had the Millwall docks, and then you had the Thames Iron Workers.
Yeah.
They were literally a stone's throw away from each other. That's where the rivalry came. And then when Thames Iron Works decided to form a football team, obviously Millwall Dockers had a football team as well. That's where the rivalry stemmed from. It just so happened that it stemmed into football, and it's obviously prevailed even longer. And
I heard it's a little bit more about someone went on strike and someone didn't.
That's what my granddad, because my granddad was from the docks. He's from Silvertown there, and all the family were his family were all dock workers or
still
in the tidal basin, Navy base, and everything like that. And he said, he explained to me that it was about the Royal Docks went on strike. They put an agreement that all the dock workers were going to go on strike to get better wages. And the Millwall Dockers decided not to go on strike. So they fired all the West Ham people north of the river. And the guys from south of the river came over and took their jobs. So they kind of, supposedly that's what it was, that they went back on.
We'll look into it, Matt, for one of our history shows. Yeah, we need to. There's so much to talk about history-wise. Yeah.
Millwall Docks are actually East London. That's the craziest thing. Millwall doctors actually.
I thought Mike was drinking Holston pills earlier on. Listen, Mike, I'm colourblind, mate. I see different colours all the time.
When you think you're putting on your home shirt, you're actually putting on your away one, and vice versa, right?
I'll show you the kids now. Hofmeister, the bear, isn't it? The bear adverts from a long time ago. Hofmeister playing darts and walking backwards and all sorts, mate. Oh my God, we got another naughty boy, Stevie.
All right, boys.
You must be pissed as a fart, son. You all right?
Yeah, mate. I'm still on. Here you go, Jazz. Here's another one, mate. Why not? Why
How
not?
many have you done today, then? How many have you done today?
Tonight, about 8, I think.
Yeah.
So,
everyone. This is Steve, good friend of mine, and
I've seen Matt before. I've seen Matt before.
Yeah, mate.
And Mike, my brother. My son knows Mike. He's named Steve as well. He's met Mike at the stadium, and he said Mike's a decent bloke. So there you go.
Cheers.
Good. What do you think about the game? What do you think about the game, Steve? Then?
I thought we'd done all right. I thought we weren't too bad. I thought we was a better team.
Yeah, we just needed more quality, didn't we? Like up front and things like that at the back. Johnson.
Sorry, I'm late, Jazz, but I was on the phone with my daughter, mate.
That's
so
all right,
you know what they're like. You know what they're like.
That's all right, mate. That's all right. They all like a good chin wag, don't they? Everyone. That's the main thing. But yes, it's been a good day. We've done 2 shows back to back. Ian helped me. Matt helped me. Mike's on the show. We got Curtis, also known as Ginger Carroll, with us at the moment.
I put a post out on Facebook, because
I know you're a good lad.
Yeah, earlier on to help get you subscribers and stuff, So
yeah, we're talking about loads of things. Talking about history, the Millwall, West Ham. I don't know, Steve. Do you know much about the rivalry with Millwall going back to the docks and stuff?
Well,
do you know what really?
I think I told you when I met you last week. We met up last week, didn't we, for a beer and that? Yeah.
I was telling you match, didn't we?
Yeah, that's the only Grammy April's gone a little bit. Millwall away, 1989, the points game. 1-0. I went to that at Cold Blow Lane. That's the only, and then I went to the toilet, and I was only in my 20s then. I went to the toilet. There's a bloke in there about 40. I've all tattoos. He went, "I've been waiting for this, son, for years. This is better than General Custer at the Battle of Bighorn, mate." So, like I said, Jazz, we've got to find the people that was at Wembley in 1981 against Liverpool when I got let in for extra time when it was 0-0. They let about 200 of us in. I've never met any of them people since that day.
So you met all these people like Steve. We're going to be doing some great stuff. So Steve, 1981 League Cup final. Ray Stewart scored. Was it?
Yeah, we got
89th minute, wasn't it? 90th minute, something like that.
Yeah, and they let us in. We was all on the steps outside the gates, and they just opened the gates, and we all got in.
And you went to the 80 final, I believe, as well, didn't you? FA Cup final.
I went to 75 final, 76 Cup Winners' Cup final against Anderlecht, and the 80 final against Arsenal.
Wow.
Yeah, my dad was there at the 80 final as well. He says he always remembers it because he said it's the first and the last time he ever saw Trevor Brook in header ball.
Yeah. I'm showing my age tonight, Matt. I look about 60 after a few beers, but I'm not. I'm 56, so we're not 4 years off anyway. But I've seen you a lot before, Matt, and Mike, of course, on West Ham Fan TV.
Yeah, we're all kind of going to do some good work together.
We're all doing the rounds
next couple of days and do different things, like you said.
Are you still thinking, Jazz, of doing that filming in the summer down Green Street?
Oh
yeah. We're going to do that.
We'll do that one.
Yeah, we're going to do it all under the history banner. I was telling the boys about all the history. We're going to do the training ground, all kinds of things coming up, mate. Food reviews we're going to do as well.
It's good for the new generations, Jazz. You know what I mean? Because especially the new generations,
history,
maybe don't still have the connections to the East End, etc. Guys like us that have the connections to the East End still have grandparents, aunts, uncles, everyone that's still there. You know what I mean? And keep us up. Let us know about the history, everything that's gone over the years, but a lot of guys that just don't have that connection. And like they say, if you don't know where you've come from, you can't know where you're going. Do you know what I mean? So it's nice to have that little bit of a connection to the club and understand the things behind it. So it'll be really good if you do.
We want to do something. A few things.
Is anyone else still drinking at the minute?
I am. Yeah, I got my rum here. You know me.
Yeah, I thought you'd be. I thought you would be, mate.
I'm a little bit hungover.
What you got, Mike? What you got?
I thought you got pills. I was saying, I thought you had some pills.
Fanta. Mike's on the hard stuff.
Yeah, no,
we were just saying.
I'm a bit hungover from last night, Steve. So taking it.
What did you have? Tequila? What did you have?
No, I was drinking some dark beer. I had a few dark beers. It was a good friend of mine's birthday, so we had a good few beers, some nice food, and dragged myself in it around 2:00. But it was worth it. So
you're in Mexico, aren't you, Matt?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Got a few years living out here now, so enjoying the sun.
Yeah, how long have you been over?
About 10 years now.
Right. Yeah. Obviously, you love it. Obviously, you love it over there.
Oh yeah, mate. Yeah. No, we were looking to come back with my wife and my girls. My girls have, they've got their British citizenship and everything sorted out. We were looking to come back over, but then when Brexit, we were actually looking, and then Brexit started, and so it would just put my wife works in finance, so it kind of like put a bit of a doubt in the job market. So I didn't want to take her over in the job market, and then we were looking at coming back when things started to stabilize, and then COVID hit. So it's been put on the back burner until things start to get a little bit easier.
Matt, were the kids born in the UK?
No, they were born here, mate. But
you can do it.
Yeah. They fix the papers. They got double citizenship. So
cool.
So okay. So just need to get my wife over there so she gets a British citizenship.
So what's your passport? Was it dual? What passport have you got then? Dual.
Me, I got British and I got a Mexican passport. So
so you can have both, can you, same time?
Yeah.
Dual nationality. Yeah.
I thought they put it on. Okay, I don't know. Actually, I really didn't know how it worked.
No, you can have dual nationality. Yeah. So
would you carry then? Whatever suits you. I don't know.
No, a British passport, Mexican passport's not worth the paper it's printed on, to be honest.
Does it come in handy if you travel? Well, actually, British passport holds a lot of respect and weight in the.
It's got a lot of value to it, hasn't it?
I used to work with a Colombian lady, and that's one of the worst passports you can have because they're going to hold you up every single time. And she used to hate it because the boyfriend was from Colombia, but he had a Spanish passport, so they used to let him go and always hold her.
Colombia.
Anyone that's Colombian or Venezuelan or anyone, even Mexican, because of obviously how Mexico.
All them South American.
Mexico kind of took over the role of Colombia after the fall of Pablo Escobar. So
it's like when we land in Heathrow, we're panicking about bottles of booze. Should we go for the green zone or red? But there's no one ever there because we're always going from fairly boring, safe destinations. But when you're probably coming from a flight from South America, Matt, I think that the customs are all there, aren't they? Probably all of them ready.
Well, just the US. I cross the US border a lot, mate, because my house here is I can spit on the US from where I live. So the US border, mate, there's nothing like it. Militarized like you wouldn't believe, mate. You know what I mean?
Thing is though, Matt, have you got a sombrero, mate?
Oh. Yes, mate. Yeah, I do.
Matt's a gringo, isn't it? Gringo.
He looks a bit like he looks a bit like one of them out of the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, doesn't he? One of them Mexican bandits, doesn't he?
He does actually.
No, I play dumb all the time, mate, because I'm fluent in Spanish completely, and so often when I go to different places, I pretend I don't speak a word of Spanish, and they'll be like making some jokes, and all of a sudden I'll crack out my fluent Spanish and tell them everyone to go fuck themselves from what they've been saying.
Look at that face, isn't it? Yeah, look at their face.
It's a good laugh.
You want to hit them with some Cockney rhyming slang? That'd do them.
You know what? I have actually tried to teach. Yeah, try to teach a little bit, but they don't kind of get it. They just kind of don't get the reason why.
They just look at you and go, huh?
Yeah, they're like, why would you just like basically why would you say that when you could just say the real word? But I'm like, well, there's a history behind it, and all that. But you know how it is.
I tried explaining that to Americans, and they was just like, that's just so backwards.
Yeah, no,
you're telling me about
every day. My wife's used to it because you say I'm Brassic or whatever. Hey, can we go now? I'm Brassic right now. Can't go. And she's like, what is that? And explain. And finally, now after 11 years, we're married. Actually, after 11 years, now she finally understands it. But yeah, just having to explain it to other people, just not worth the hassle. You know what I mean?
Here's one for you, Matt. Ask her. Tell her tomorrow you're going down the Frog. See if she gets that. Down the old Frog and Toad Road, isn't it?
Frog and Toad, yeah. No, but it's just that basic one that you use day to day, isn't it? And then you got the Mockney rhyming slang that everyone always asks me about. You get the Americans that have obviously read a book or watched a YouTube video about it, and you're just like, well, that's just not words that are used. You know what I mean? It's just Mockney rhyming slang. made popular by God knows who.
I don't know any of it because I'm not from the area. I don't know. Mike, do you know?
Jazz,
I don't know any. I only know the Ruby in it. Ruby, is it Curry in it? Ruby,
Ruby Murray
Curry. Yeah.
Do you know what? You know what Gregory Peck is, don't you?
Nah.
Gregory Peck's your neck.
Oh, okay.
Like Jeremiah Fire. Don't start me off, Jazz, because I'll roll them off my tongue, mate. So I wanted to ask everybody, I know it's like I'm probably the oldest one in the group. What is, I'll leave my one to the end, but what is your all-time favourite game at the Bowling Ground?
Oh, bloody hell.
Wow.
Jazz knows my one. He knows I was only 11-year-old, but I'll say it at the end.
I've probably forgotten it, mate.
I know what my one was.
Jazz, wasn't it?
Let me think.
I don't know. There's
even if it weren't a win, even if it weren't like a win, even if we drew
anything, Mike. Yeah, win, loss, anything. Yeah.
3-3 draw against Arsenal last game of the last season at Upton Park.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, Carroll hat-trick. Yeah, I was there.
Actually, Mike's made a great point because my one was when I was 11 in 1976 against Eintracht Frankfurt, 3-1, showing me age.
Okay.
Cup Winners' Cup. But Mike's made a great point. As for a loss, Mike, my favourite one was Dynamo Tbilisi, 4-1 in 1981. That was rocking that night.
That's what I heard, mate. Yeah.
My God. And what year was that? 81?
81 Tbilisi, yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I would. What month in?
Oh, I don't know. But all I know is I was saying to Jazz when I met him last week, and in typical West Ham fashion, you see, we lost 4-1 to them. Then we go over there and haven't lost for 2 years, and we go and win 1-0 with a Stuart Pearson goal. How mental was that?
Oh my God. Weird, Stuart Pearson goal.
Yeah.
No, he scored. Stuart Pearson scored.
He scored. Sorry, Stuart Pearson goal. Yeah.
I think mine was what I just mentioned earlier. I think it was the second leg of the playoff, 2-0 against Ipswich when we were 1-0 down in 2004.
Christian Daly.
Yeah, or the other one was.
See, you're saying that, Matt, because what you just said, and Tbilisi from Steve, in history, in terms of atmosphere, those games I mentioned. What you both just said.
Insane, mate. Insane that night. It was a night game, night kickoff.
And Ghana trumpets and all that.
Yeah,
singing,
it was just unbelievable. Or the other one I liked was I was there for the 5-4 Bradford. What was that?
Oh yeah.
I don't like that game for some reason.
The Di Canio game.
It's a game of shocking mistakes and.
But just the way it happened, you know what I mean? And
Lampard
got the winning goal.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Lampard.
It was
Lampard. Joe Cole made it 4-4, didn't he?
Yeah,
that was his first goal for West Ham.
99 or 2000. I don't remember. It was 99 or 2000. But I always remember. I think it was Lampard got the winning goal. And
James, how long were you waiting? Sorry, mate, I didn't see you in the other queue.
All right, Jimbo.
How you doing?
Jimbo.
What's occurring there? What's the matter with that?
We're talking about our best games, favourite game ever, Upton Park, whatever. What's our favourite game? And Steve said Tbilisi. Matt was talking about Ipswich playoff at home, Matt Effington. And then who did we? I think Mike didn't mention anything. Mike, was it you next? You're going to talk about your
Mike said 3-3 against Arsenal last
3-3 Arsenal, he said,
3-3, yeah, I went to that one.
Mine, I think, would be the 2009 game against Millwall in the Cup. For personal
just when it went to extra time.
Hines scored, didn't he? Hines
scored twice in extra time.
That went to extra time, yeah. So
we won 3-1.
I got in there late because Upton Park got shut because there was a stabbing and a slicing outside the stadium, whatever.
Is that something to do with the game? Or?
That was just the fans before the game.
Yeah, that was up.
God's sake.
Went out by the Queen's Pub, I think, wasn't it? Up that way.
Yeah, that's it, mate.
Yeah, up there it was, yeah.
I think I diverted to Plaistow and then walked from Plaistow. And then I didn't get in until about 22 minutes into the game. We was 1-0 down.
Did you have your colours on?
What's that, sorry?
Did you have your colours on in that game? West Ham, like whatever.
No. I went Philly. No way. But
was that thing you saw? That is because I've never gone to West Ham. Is that what a lot of people do? Don't wear their colours and all.
Yeah. I mean, if you're sensible, then you don't wear colours to them sort of games.
Yeah, I didn't wear colours to Millwall away in '89.
So I wore colours that day because I was meeting a little birdie from London Bridge, and I wore colours during the day in London.
A little
Bridge.
birdie.
And I wouldn't do that again. So I got followed out of London Bridge 2 or 3 times.
I hope you sorted her out good and proper.
Oh,
Hang
she
on,
fucking got me. Don't worry about that.
Steve, so what, you got followed out of there then?
I got followed out of London Bridge area. It could have just been a coincidence, but I think it's because I was wearing a West Ham shirt, and it was the day of West Ham Millwall. That was at 2 p.m. and obviously we had a night game at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, James! That's the first time I've seen you without your cap on, mate.
No, he's got his cap on.
No, he just took it off.
I can't think of obvious favourite, but one I used to the West Ham 4, Spurs 3, Julian Dix penalty, John Hartson. Yeah, Kitson. Yeah. Monday night, Monday
pissing down the rain.
We needed to win. Yeah, down at the wrong end, and that game, I can't believe it. I mean, if you see some of the goals, it was all due to the weather. Some of them, the corner Kitson one, the ball stops in the air, and it comes down, and Kitson.
Michael Hughes took the corner, didn't he? And it's and the wind held it up. That's right.
Yeah, I enjoyed that game. Yeah, had everything.
What, did we win or lose?
We won 4-3.
Oh, we won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to enjoy the West Ham Man in 85-86, the McAvenny Cotty one, and Steve 2-1.
Brilliant.
Sunday live on TV, went 1-0 down. I think Robson scored. I can't remember.
What game was that? Man United, Jazz?
Man United, West Ham home to Man United.
No, that was Mark Ward 30-yarder and Tony Cotty.
No, but we were 1-0 down, weren't we? First half.
Yeah, we was. Yeah.
Robson scored, I think. Flicked it over Parksy, I think.
Yeah. Mark Ward got a 30-yarder, wasn't it?
Yeah, I like that one. That was a nice one.
But you know the most skillful player we've ever had, in my opinion? You can't beat Alan. Devonshire was class.
He's in my top 10, mate.
He's got to be in there.
The League Cup West Ham 4, Liverpool 1, 88-89. Paul Ince got 2 from a corner, and Gailey.
Tony Gale, yeah.
On goal, that Liverpool defender scored, the young Staunton, I think. But that was, I wasn't there, but that was looked like
Steve Staunton.
Steve Staunton. I remember him.
Yeah. That was quite.
I think he's a bingo caller now or something. No, I'm only joking. So, Mike, what was you doing? Mike, what was you doing in St John's Wood last week?
What was I doing in St John's Wood? I dropped off someone. I dropped off I dropped off an Uber customer from Heathrow. Yeah. So sorry, I'm now you telling me you're an Uber driver. How much would it cost in an Uber? Say, I'm touting now for a bit of business, isn't it? From Dagenham as a West Ham fan, bit of a cheap fare there, Mike, to Loughton. Oh, how many people?
Just me.
Oh, just you.
Yeah.
Where is it from? Where from where to where?
Dagenham to Loughton.
Dagenham to Loughton. What's this? Tottenham and West Ham fans violently clash again ahead of.
Ahead of the Carabao Cup. That's before the game.
2 months after ugly scenes at London Stadium. Fuck them.
We're just gonna get bad press.
Hope they all die. Fucking Tottenham fans.
Please using that.
Sorry.
Please
I don't care. Fucking Tottenham. I hope they all die. Pricks. Message me privately and I'll tell you. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head.
What was the question again? Sorry, what was the question?
How much would it cost from Dagenham to Loughton? See, the mileage isn't actually that much. It's not actually, depending what route you take, but the mileage isn't actually that high. But I'll have to work out the mileage and let you know.
I've been going on the M25 to around West of Stratford. It's been quicker, M25 all the way around. Been easy.
What, from Dagenham, no?
No, from where I bloody live, all the way from all the way. M25's been quite easy. Forget M40, forget going. But my sat nav keeps wanting me to go through central London, the nutcase, through London Bridge and all that.
But that's the quickest way. Sorry, that's the shortest way. That's why.
Yeah, there's only two.
You don't want to go. You don't want to go that way because then you'll have to pay the CC and the ULEZ.
You can skirt. You can skirt congestion charge. You can skirt the congestion zone.
you just go down the what's it, the Westway, and then Euston Road. Or if you're coming from New Jazz, it would be, what would it be, A40. So it would be what's the road, for God's sake?
I mean, M25 is the thing with me, because I get there easily, but then going out the ground, I struggle to find the M25 again because it wants me to go again through London again. A13.
You struggle to find the M25
coming on the way back without relying on the sat nav, because I'm just that way. My mind just goes blank, bloody driving.
Well, you'd go North Cirque, M11, and then M25 and round that way, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Surely.
But what it is, sat nav wants me to, like, the phone knows where I want to go, but the car sat nav wants to drag me back through central London again.
Oh yeah, never listen to car sat navs.
But what I do, I try to put in Epping Forest all out, and then I'm all right. Then I go around the right way. Then I'm fine.
Yeah, so don't listen to car sat navs.
No.
How long, Jazz, did it take you to get back from when you left me last week?
When I rang you the first hour, mate, I was stuck there. I didn't move. And was it what tunnel was that? Dartmouth or something? Was it
Dartford Bridge? Dartford Bridge.
Also, I got stuck there, Mike. I went to meet James and Steve and Dagenham. I didn't move for the first hour, mate, on the way back.
Jeez.
Yeah.
He tried to make me feel guilty, Mike.
I was going to say Dartmouth. I was going to say fucking Dartmouth.
No, that's Devon, isn't it? That's Devon.
Fucking hell, yeah. I was going to say that's a bit of a way.
Bit detour. Went for pie
just
mash.
A tad.
Yeah. Pie mash was good, wasn't it, Steve?
Yeah, where's James gone? He was here a minute ago.
Yeah, maybe something. Maybe you had to do something. Let me check.
Oh, the old pie mash. Yeah, you got to have a bit of the old Cockney grub.
Yeah,
there's very few decent pie and mash places open anymore.
The one we went to, what was that one? Yeah, it was all right. That one was nice.
Where was that?
To the Eastbrook we went, didn't we?
Eastbrook. It's not a bad one in Plaistow as you're going down towards Canning Town. As you if you go to the bottom of Green Street where the Barking Road is, do a right as if you're going towards Canning Town, and before you get down to Canning Town McDonald's, there's a row of shops on the left, and there's a pie and mash shop there. I was working on a construction site just around the corner from there. See it, and I was like, I've got to try it. It wasn't that bad. I thought it was going to be a pile of shit, but it wasn't that bad.
Jazz, how long you on it for, mate? Because I got to go with Jimmy.
What I'm going to do, I'm just going to officially end it, and we can carry on.
Okay, yeah. It's like I've had so much beer. I've got to go with Jimmy.
Broke the seal.